CM Punk's Open Challenge. 5 dream opponents who could step up for the World Heavyweight title. Well. Look who's back on top of the mountain. CM Punk finally reclaimed what he's been chasing since his return to WWE, and is wasting absolutely zero time making it clear that this isn't going to be a boring championship reign. The guy literally opened Monday Night Raw by essentially saying, "Come at me, bro," to the entire locker room. And honestly, I'm here for it. After Saturday night's main event, where Punk defeated Jey Uso to capture the World Heavyweight Championship, the newly crowned champ kicked off Raw with a promo that was pure Punk. No corporate speak. No scripted nonsense. Just a straight-up declaration that he wants to be a fighting champion, partly because he wants to prove he's still the best in the world, and partly because there's a whole lineup of people backstage he'd really enjoy punching in the face. Why Punk wants to be a fighting champion? Here's the thing about Punk's approach that actually makes sense, and sets him apart from champions who mysteriously disappear for weeks at a time. He knows his clock is ticking. He's not a spring chicken anymore, and every match could potentially be the one where someone younger, faster, or just plain hungrier takes what he's worked so hard to get back. He specifically mentioned that SummerSlam taught him something important. He's willing to do whatever it takes to stay on top during this 7th World Championship reign. That's the kind of edge that makes for compelling television, because you know Punk isn't going to just phone it in and collect a paycheck. Plus, let's be real here, CM has always been at his best when he's got something to prove. And right now, with the entire roster eyeing that shiny belt around his waist, he's got plenty to prove. The obvious contenders CM called out. During his opening promo, Punk didn't hold back. He rattled off names like he was reading a hit list. Bronson Reed, because apparently, Punk really does want to fight everyone, including literal mountains of human beings. Bron Breakker, the powerhouse who interrupted the celebration later that night, making his case for a title shot. And honestly, the kid's got a point. Dominic Mysterio, Punk specifically said he wants to punch Dom in the face, which, let's face it, is probably a sentiment shared by about 90% of the WWE universe at this point. AJ Styles. Now this one got interesting. Punk acknowledged that Styles has earned a championship opportunity, and the thought of these two going at it again makes my inner wrestling fan do backflips. JD McDonough and Finn Balor. The Judgment Day connection continues to haunt Punk, and you know those matches would absolutely deliver. Sheamus. Punk teased that he and the Celtic Warrior would have a banger, and honestly, he's not wrong. These two going full throttle for the World Heavyweight Championship? Sign me up immediately. The cherry on top, John Cena. And then Punk dropped the bomb everyone was waiting for. He brought up John Cena's retirement tour, noting that Cena only has limited dates left and is chasing that historic 18th world title. Punk's message was crystal clear. If Cena wants some, he can come get some. The champ is here line was chef's kiss levels of perfect. Because we all remember who used to say that, and Punk knows it. The man is a master at this stuff. Cena's last time is now tournament has already been announced for next week's Raw, with the winner potentially earning a shot at Punk's title. The tournament features some heavy hitters including Sheamus and Shinsuke Nakamura in the first round matches. If Cena decides he wants a crack at number 18, you can bet Punk will be ready. The wild card, Logan Paul. Speaking of people showing up uninvited, Logan Paul crashed Punk's celebration faster than you can say social media influencer. And while Punk tried to backtrack and say he'd fight anyone except Paul, calling him famous for nothing, which had to sting, things got complicated real quick. Paul ended up joining forces with Punk to fight off the Vision, Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker, who showed up with Paul Heyman. But by the end of the night, Paul had turned on Punk, punching him with brass knuckles and seemingly joining the Vision himself. Plot twist? Absolutely. Surprising? Not really. This is Logan Paul we're talking about. The guy thrives on chaos and attention, and what better way to get both than by aligning yourself against the new champion? What about the Vision? Paul Heyman's new faction, the Vision, is clearly being positioned as a major threat to Punk's championship reign. With Reed and Breakker already established members, and Logan Paul apparently joining the crew, things are about to get messy for the champ. There's also rampant speculation that Brock Lesnar could show up as part of the Vision. Given Heyman's history with both Lesnar and Punk, that would create some absolutely nuclear television. Lesnar returning to challenge Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship? The Beast versus the best in the world? Yeah, that would break the internet. And let's not forget about Randy Orton, who's been mysteriously absent from TV recently. If the Viper returns as part of the vision and targets Punk, we could be looking at a heel turn for Orton and a dream match between two of the most accomplished wrestlers of the modern era. The Dark Horse, Roman Reigns. Now here's where things get really interesting. Roman Reigns and Punk have legitimate real-life tension, and everyone knows it. With Reigns currently on hiatus after losing to Bronson Reed at WrestlePalooza, his return could shake up everything. Imagine if Reigns comes back, aligns with his old friend Paul Heyman, and sets his sights on Punk's championship. The Tribal Chief versus the straight-edge superstar for the World Heavyweight Championship would be must-see TV. Plus, a heel turn for Reigns, which has been rumored for weeks, would give the character a fresh direction after his extended babyface run. The storytelling possibilities are endless, and WWE would be foolish not to capitalize on the genuine heat between these two. What this means for Raw's future. With Raw moving to Netflix starting in January, WWE is clearly positioning Punk as a centerpiece for the new era. Having him as an active, fighting champion who's willing to take on all comers is exactly the kind of energy the show needs. The open challenge format keeps things fresh and unpredictable. We don't know who's going to step up week to week, which means we actually have a reason to tune in. Revolutionary concept, I know. Plus, with Punk's MIC skills and in-ring ability still at an elite level, every feud he's in is going to feel important. Whether he's trading barbs with Logan Paul, going to war with the Vision, or facing off against legends like Cena or potential returners like Lesnar, the World Heavyweight Championship finally feels like it matters again.